Well, my career has happened through a lot of hard work, definitely a lot of learning, and most importantly, a lot of serendipity and really the generosity of so many people that I met along the way. I was really lucky throughout my career to have bosses that were honest with me and that would give me really candid and constructive feedback, to have people that supported me, whether it was my peers or people above me that just reached out and kind of looked back to lift up. And I think that that has been a really big part of my experience. The other thing has been a lot of curiosity. I don't think you get into leadership unless you're willing to ask more questions about what's going on and wanting to really understand problems more deeply or see opportunities a little differently than other folks around you. And that's something I got to learn by watching the people that I worked for coming up in the industry. So it's one of the reasons, all of that, why I am incredibly passionate about the work that She Runs It does, the work that a wonderful organization I'm also on the board of called IRTS does, because it is about how we lift as we climb. We actually create community that brings others along and brings them in and up. And what I feel particularly excited about is that both of those organizations see the importance of equity and that opportunity being available to people from all different groups and identities.
So where do we stand now when it comes to gender equity in our industry?
I think we have a lot of work to do. I would tell you that we have made a lot of progress just in the time that I've been in the industry. I think back to the start of my career and what rooms looked like, what the C-suite looked like, what representation looked like on stage at conferences that I attended, who you saw out there, who you saw above you. It looks really different now. That does not mean we're done. We have a lot more work to do. One of the areas that we have a lot more work to do as an industry is around pay equity across the gender gap. We have yet to close that. And certainly in terms of women being in C-suite roles and decision making, again, we've made a lot of progress, but there is still opportunity there.
Could you talk a little bit about what Effectv is doing to support women in the workplace?
So we are very lucky at Effectv in terms of supporting women in the workplace because we have a lot of programs that we run ourselves, but we're also part of Comcast. And Comcast and NBC Universal have a very long-standing commitment to helping to support women at every level of their career. And so within Comcast Advertising, one of the programs that we have is called Women in Leadership. It is about putting together a cohort of women every year, giving them access to learning opportunities, to curriculum, creating a network amongst them. These are senior women leaders, but that are going to that next stage. It's also about giving them the opportunity to focus together on how they not only can raise one another up, but how they can actually reach back and pull others along with them. So it's a really good example. I think other things that we do is we have really very vibrant employee resource groups, including one, Women in Advertising and Media, that is specific to advertising, and also just women at Comcast. And so I think that participating in those groups, knowing that those groups have the highest level of company sponsorship, are really, really important ways that we can make a difference.
And what is your hope for 2025?
My hope for 2025 is that we just got to keep going. Don't get tired. There's so many good reasons that you could get tired, and you might feel tired, and you should be tired, but we have to keep going. And my hope for 2025 is that one of the things that we do is that we continue to make this a bigger tent, a bigger boat of people that are rowing in the same direction. One thing I'm really passionate about is that we can't just be having these conversations with women, as women, amongst women. We need to be having these conversations as an industry. So it's about making sure that our male allies, our male colleagues are allowed to come into this space, be part of this work, be part of this conversation, because all of us know that closing the gender gap, creating more diversity within our industry, it lifts all boats because it's good for business. And so I think it's just really important that we do that, and that's my hope.